But I'm Artemis's hound.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
I'm here today with Betsy Boots. Are you a beta reader or a beta reader?
We're starting off with a rather controversial question.
Yes.
Well, I actually consider myself to be a beta reader. However, I'm not a beta reader, but I could be a beta reader.
That's an important distinction to make. Especially in these times when you really want to sound as American as possible.
If I wanted to sound American, I'd be a beta.
Beta.
Beta. I'm a beta reader.
Excellent.
And I'm proud of it.
So, Boots was one of the first 5 people to read just my rough draft copy and give me feedback on Artemis.
I was truly honored.
Yes.
Sorry, you didn't finish saying
That's
stuff.
okay.
I'm interrupting you already.
It's very exciting.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about your process of being asked by me and then given the book and just your whole emotional journey with the book?
Yes. My emotional journey of reading the book, Artemis, Love in Stones and Stars. I really wanted to speak those words.
Thank you.
Because they're really beautiful. Love in stone and stars, and just feeling that. I'll start off by saying that I was a little bit nervous to read a book that you put so much of your heart and soul into, and you being my dear friend, and me having the thought, what if I don't like it? So I was a little bit nervous. What if I don't like it? And relief. I love it. I absolutely loved it. I'm so impressed. Oh gosh, where to begin? I had some trepidation as well because there's some sensitive material in there. And I'll just go in at the deep end. You really dealt with this sensitive material that was essential for the book and for its cohesion as a whole, and the story of Artemis. You dealt with it very delicately, and it's raw and it's real, and it's also not re-traumatizing, which is very important, and that's not always the case where there's writing about something traumatic. And so thank you. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you. And that was one of my biggest questions of my beta readers was this scene. I put a trigger warning in the beginning, and also you're able to skip over the chapter and without any loss to the plot because you know what happened in that chapter. So I tried to handle it as delicately as I could, but that was still a question for all my beta readers. Like, was this re-traumatizing, or was it healing in a way to see this process of dealing with trauma just shown in ways of different people processing it differently?
Yeah, you really did that so well. And I was kind of holding off because we were sharing, weren't we? As I was reading, and I would tell you where I was at, and I would give you some feedback, and then I got to that chapter, the chapter called Rape, and I stopped and I took some time to process up to that point and to get myself psychologically and emotionally ready. And I felt the relevance of it in the story, and also just that I think when we go deep into the story of women, that is a part of it, sadly, and yet to find ways to speak about it and to write about it that are ultimately healing is deep work. Yeah, and that happened.
Thank you.
That. Yeah, it's no small matter.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, there's also a lot of fun, sexy times in the book too that I want to get to.
There really are.
But I also really wanted this book to be about how we and I'm gonna say we. It's been really complicated because I have a
Mhm.
complicated relationship with gender, as you know. But I still have had these very female experiences, and unfortunately, a lot of them have included violence. And I wanted a book that addressed the whole range of the experience, like the fun, sexy, and then the abuse of power, and how that affects us and how we carry the grief, especially right now. So I guess let's stay in the heaviness for a little bit before we talk about the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask how it impacted you on a personal level, if you're willing to share that, and then also talk about it in a more communal sense and a societal and cultural sense.
It being
how the book handles processing trauma and violence on our bodies.
Well, I feel that the quality of the writing really draws us in. So there's a level of trust, right, between the reader and the writer. There's a trust that is cultivated in the beginning of the book that allowed me to drop into it to a level where I was engaged, and I was engaged in this embodied way. So there were times, and this is ultimately a compliment to the book and to your writing, there were times where I would have a strong reaction to something in my body, to the violence. Especially there's that one scene, well, I don't know about spoilers, but
yeah, let's be careful of spoilers.
Yes, no, yeah. There is one scene where there's a lot of violence, and I felt it in my body, and again, I wasn't traumatized by it, and there was this level of engagement where ultimately when I made it through it, and it's like we're together with Artemis, we're on the journey with her, that we have the relief of the unfoldment after that happening. So I was really present in my body with that process, and ultimately it's cathartic, even though there is edginess of being at those moments along the way before there is some other direction that is taken.
Right. Yeah. And you and I have had personal conversations in our friendship about the importance of moving through all the emotions and not just being like, oh, I'm just gonna let it go, or whitewash the pain and the very lasting effects of suffering violence, and just that real need to show up for the process in every step of the way.
Right. Yes. I wouldn't say easy is the word, but it just felt that it welcomed me in. Your writing welcomed me in, that I was able to have that experience with it and feel connected and feel involved and engaged, even as a beta reader. Even as I was reading it and seeing things about a sentence structure or something about some punctuation, it didn't distract me because of the quality and it was like the magnetism of Artemis and how you've portrayed her, that gave me a depth of experience that I wasn't expecting, going into it from a heady place of I'm reading this to give feedback and to suggest adjustments and notice where there are two words in one sentence and that kind of thing, that's testament to the quality of the writing, that I was still really present with the story and with Artemis and all the characters. Yeah, it feels good to see that.
Thank you. And I can't wait for you to read the edited version, because all of the feedback I got really helped me just add some of those really important details, I think, of the processing. And it's interesting writing because the characters reveal themselves to you. They're like, no, this is how I would act. Like, it's not how you would act, it's how I will act, because I have to be true to myself. And it's
what a wild and cool experience as a writer.
Yes.
To be writing about such an archetypal character and to let yourself be that open channel where she can speak through you. Acknowledging that's quite
Yeah,
responsibility.
I actually want to bring my little Artemis. I feel like Artemis should be present with us for this discussion.
Oh, yes. May the spirit of Artemis be with us.
All right, let's talk about ceremony in the book, because I feel like that is also a big theme. And you are the person that I consulted with, because you are a doula. So I asked you about births because I am totally freaked out by births, but it is part of the female experience, and I wanted to really make it sacred and beautiful. And then we have births, deaths, we have dances, sacred dances, moonlit ceremony, lots of ceremony. So tell me what you thought of that.
I really enjoyed the ceremonies. Yeah, because as a ceremonialist, I wouldn't find it that easy to write about a ceremony, having been in them and knowing the subtleties. And it's not just about the physical setup, right? It's not just about, your description's beautiful of the objects that they're using and the preparations and the paints that they put on each other's skins, like all of that, so you can visualize it and you can see it that way. It's also the dynamics between the people in the ceremonies that often can create the magic and can also create this ceremonial tension. And you do that really well. Of just, because there's that real thing around ceremonies of, am I doing this the right way? And with the young girls coming up, and they're not used to ceremony yet, and all the politics, and the older ones, and then something will have happened and then they'll just be the glance, the look, or the released breath. They're like, oh, I don't think I did that quite right, and just that's really touching, because I feel the realness of the ceremonial space through those details. Yeah.
I really tried to take my time and bring you into the ceremony, so you felt like you were in it and in that sacred space.
You really do. You really do. Yes.
Cheers.
And also you mentioned about the doula aspect of it, and me being a doula. And when you wrote to me and you asked me questions, you said, just tell me about births. Again, it's kind of like writing about ceremony or remembering a dream. A very potent layered dream is thinking back to the birthing experience or thinking back to a ceremonial experience, and how it's kind of like being in an altered state. And so you write about there are moments in the book where I go into an altered state with the characters, and that's really awesome to let that translate through the telling of the birth, that I could feel them all going into it together and dropping into that ceremonial space, and all being in that unknown and the edginess of it, but also the sureness of the ones that are bringing the wisdom into the space, and how it can be, especially then in those times, but any time that there's a baby being born, it can be a life or death experience. There's always that sacred edge that you're walking. And so I feel that you infused the telling of those birthing experiences with that edginess and with the vulnerability and with the dropping in and kind of going into a collective experience and a collective trance, and then also the certitude, the confidence that was coming through, that allowed the mother and the baby to feel supported in the birthing. So, well done.
Thank you. And I appreciate you saying that, and also you gifted me that in a way, because when I asked you to tell me stories, you left me this lovely 15-minute voice memo from the bath. And
I did.
And it had this lovely echo on your voice, because I could hear your voice bouncing off the water.
Watery droplets,
And you were in a trance state, and you were telling me these beautiful stories, just little vignettes, little snippets of births you had attended and this thing, and then how it felt, how the baby feels, and like you know, the umbilical cord, like all these little details that I wouldn't have thought of, but you told the stories in this very beautiful, sacred way, and it drew me in, and then I tried to put that in the writing. So thank you. You're a storyteller also.
Yeah, it's been a rich process around that.
It really has.
Yeah. And it's so potent always to share stories. So in the writing of this epic story, there was sharing of micro stories within that, and the activation of our own stories as we read a deeply potent book such as Artemis, Love in Stones and Stars, that we get to, the memories are brought up to the surface of certain stories, and then through the relationship of the character, especially through the relationship with Artemis, that there's like a transformational process that goes on with that, and so it ultimately is really healing.
And that's why I wrote this book, is for healing. All right, now let's talk about the juicy stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about the beautiful flowers. And we have to be a little censored on this, you know, because we're going to post this on social media.
Well, and also we don't want any spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Except for that there is spice.
There is spice.
So,
and it's juicy. The spicy scenes are like this flower. They are strong and they are delicate. They are sensual and surprising.
I'm blushing.
We're going to turn the colour of this flower now.
I think I already am. Yeah, so
I really enjoyed those scenes.
Yes, I really enjoyed writing them.
Yes, I can tell.
Yeah, good. Spreading joy everywhere. Oh, just lost my brain for a moment.
We were going to go follow-up question.
I had a great follow-up question, and then I was like, oh, spicy time. Spicy time. That was
yes.
So we live in New Mexico, the home of the chili pepper. How many chili peppers out of 5 would you rate this book?
Ooh, for its spiciness. I'm just in love with this book, so I'm going to give it a 5. Because it's unusual spice.
It
feels, there's spice and then there's sacred spice. This is sacred spiciness. This is ceremonial spiciness. There's a lightness and there's a playfulness, but there's a sense that they're all in ceremony all the time. That they're just in such a connection with their own bodies, with nature, with the rhythms, with the ways that they engage with each other, that it just feels sacred and ceremonial, whilst also feeling sexy and spicy and fun and so it's a really brilliant balance.
Thank you. I asked one of my beta readers in one sentence, I was like, did the spice feel ceremonial? And then 5 seconds later I went, was it also wankable?
Is that Insta-friendly language? Wankable. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, both of those, yes to both.
Toast.
Yes. So that's what I was going for. I wanted to take my time, just like the ceremony, and draw you in. But if you're being drawn into it, you're being drawn in.
Yeah, gorgeous, those scenes.
Thank you.
And because I knew that they were coming, you know, because you'd given me a heads up on some of the things. And so I'm reading and I'm really enjoying it. But like, when am I going to get to the first spicy scene? It's really looking for. So I'm like, oh, no, it's coming up. It's coming up. And there are the nymphs and they're by the water. And okay. Here we go.
Love attention happening.
Some oils. And, and I just love the way that you wrote those scenes with the smells and the senses are activated. And yeah, it's just delicious.
All right, so I've been trying to figure out what genre my book is.
Oh, that's tricky. Yeah.
Because one of my beta readers told me that I could market this as romantasy for queer hearts who know sorrow. And I was like, that's so beautiful. I don't read a lot of romantasy though. And then suddenly I'm on Book Talk and I'm hearing some of the romantasy scenes and people are getting with, you know, phoenixes and mermaids and like, I'm like, well, that's not quite my book though. And I wouldn't say it's like a book filled with tropes. It's more of something else. So let me pass the talking to you now. What would you
talking leaf?
The talking
Yes.
leaf.
Yes.
The talking flower. This flower's looking at you now.
Hi. That blurb leaves out the archetypal potency because just a romantasy can be no dissing to pure romantasy writers here.
No, we
absolutely. I love a good romantasy. Absolutely. And there's a depth with which this book goes. Is that the correct sentence?
You're the beta reader.
There's a depth with which whenceforth it goes. That's correct. Where for art the archetypal presence.
Right. Yeah.
Right? That's got to be in there in its genre. And I don't know what genre that is.
Yeah.
To have that, the epicness of it, and the gods and the goddesses, and the history of it. So there's a historical factor to it. There's, with its, did I say like socio-political intelligence, how to acknowledge that in a genre. And it has it. It's packing it. So yeah, the socio-political part of it, or the, I've said this word already, the cultural epicness of it. Where does it land? With the spiciness, and with the juicy characters, and with it being quite an adventure story as well. You know, it's got that excitement of the adventure and the quest. It's got the quest. Yeah. So I have no freaking clue. Is my answer to that question? That was a lot of words.
No, it was great. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, how do I market this when it's got the spice of romantasy? Like I did get the spicy scenes are 5 chili peppers, but also most of the book is plot. And I feel like the writing that influences me the most and the writers that have influenced me the most aren't just fantasy writers, but they're ones that stories that really capture the archetypes and like the human soul. Yeah. So like the book that I've read the most times out of any book I've ever read is The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Oh, wow. Yeah. And I can't like compare myself to Mila Kundera, of course. That would be really arrogant. But I did want that tone, right? That feeling of the connections we have, but also the disconnections. My favorite part of that book is where he takes apart language and how we think we're talking about the same thing. But because like mother means something totally different to me than you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we have the archetypal meanings and our personal meanings, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just all those feelings of, and then the socio-political climate and how that affects people. Because I did a lot of research for this book. It's not just fantasy. I did try and make it a little more akin to historical fiction and fantasy
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
Yeah.
But I read...
You really covered a lot of ground.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you really went there.
Yeah.
It covers a lot of ground. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those are the books that or the writers that influenced me, like Ray Bradbury, The Martian Chronicles, where, right, you have this story about humans landing on Mars, but it's also a story of colonialism. Like there's all these depths and layers to it, and that's where I really tried to go with this book, and you can tell me if I succeeded.
You did. Straight up. Yeah. Yeah. And I read across the board many different genres, and I have a standard. You know, I am a bit snobby about books. And I read many of the greats growing up, and I studied English literature and English language, even though I wasn't that up on all the Oxford commas and that kind of thing. You know, I didn't even know that's what that was called, actually. But I just, you know, felt it was wired into me. You know, this comma is not supposed to.
It's been a hot topic recently because they recently took it out of the APA like standards. So now America has given it up. So I didn't actually know what it was called until the last 2 years, when people have been talking about it on social media, and it's become, you know, a nerdy thing to get heated about.
This book is a revolution in punctuation.
Yes.
In many other ways as well. So yeah, I feel like I have a high standard of reading, and this does weave together many different literary lineages, I'm realizing. Yes. I mean, what we've been saying already, that there is the historical Greek mythology. There's a lot of grief in there too. The Greek mythological lineage, and the adventurousness, and the coming of age, and the initiations, and the ceremonies, and the traveling, like the distance that we travel with our consciousness. So it's definitely this journey, and it's also really enjoyable. It's also so tacky to say this, and please forgive me.
Please lay on the tackiness.
It is a page turner. I know, like I feel like sometimes people say that about books, and for me it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But it genuinely was. It's got that momentum to it, which maybe is, I wouldn't give that quality to an historical book about, did you notice I said an historical?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
That's why you were my beta beta.
An historical book, even sometimes it can be quite dry, is what I'm saying. And even sometimes I've tried to dive into Greek mythology, and it's gotten me a bit lost, and I feel like I don't quite connect, and it's all very distant, and I can't remember who's who and what connection that person was, and who's godly father of this, you know. I get all just confused, and it feels a bit lifeless somehow. Mm-hmm. So this is really exciting, to combine something that has got its own momentum to it, and has got these juicy characters, and has got the spiciness, with the historical aspect, is an unusual combination, I think. And maybe there isn't a genre. Maybe we're going to make a new name.
Yes.
A new type of genre for this.
We'll have to ask our watchers, what would you call this genre?
Vote, please.
Vote
below.
Vote below.
I want to know. We want to know.
Because people have to read it first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy my book.
And then tell us what genre
And then
it
tell
is.
us what genre it is. Oh, I got a question.
Go on.
I'll ask that question later. Who is your favorite character?
Oh.
Just kind of like a more surface level question.
I mean, it would be obvious to say Artemis, but actually, it's really hard for me to answer favorites of anything.
Okay.
It is, because there are so many. I don't even want to go for an obvious answer of our two main characters. I would say there's that elder woman whose name I've forgotten. She really touched me deeply. I can't choose a favorite, so I'm not saying that she's my favorite.
Right.
But there was something of them meeting each other and the shift that she made and the wisdom that she brought and her connection to nature and the land, and also
Spoiler, spoiler.
yet her coming in felt like it took the experience even more deeply into the wisdom codes that come through it. So she stands out as someone that's not an obvious person to mention, and yet she is, in my experience of reading this.
Yes.
What was her name?
Faya.
Faya. I love
We'll
that
find out
name.
if I'm pronouncing it right, because I'm going to do another post. I'm going to interview my Greek friend on how they
good.
pronounce all these words.
Good. I'm going to need help with that, because if it unfolds in this way, I will be honored to be the audio reader of the book. And so I will be brushing up on Greek pronunciations. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we have to decide, do we use the US pronunciations or the Greek pronunciations?
Right, because otherwise Zeus would be Deus.
Yeah.
Which is really an interesting shift. Because that's just God.
That might make some people mad.
Yes. And they might not know that it was written Zeus.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have lots of
considerations. How do you say it? Zeus.
Oh, I'm going to ask my friend before I make a fool
How are
of
you
myself.
saying it? You're saying Zeus.
Zeus, yeah.
Zeus. Because I was saying Zeus.
Is that different?
Zeus and Zeus.
Oh,
like
Zeus.
I'm getting the
like
U
juice.
in there. Yes. I'm making it more juicy. Zeus.
Zeus.
How do you say it? Vote below. Do you say Zeus or Zeus?
I'm just gonna put all three options that are
Zeus.
all three options are just gonna be Zeus
or Zeus or Zeus.
Zeus
or Zeus.
Zeus.
Do you?
Yeah. Well,
do you say Zeus?
They spell it with an F in the ancient Greek. Right?
Well, that's really confusing. It's all Greek to me.
It's all Greek. Did you know in Greece they say it's all Chinese to me?
Do they?
Yes.
Well, of course they wouldn't say it's all Greek.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how they got picked. Greek is quite a difficult language.
Because of the Cyrillic alphabet.
Yes. It's challenging.
Yeah. They take pride that it's really hard to learn.
Well, I want to say Efaristo for writing this beautiful book.
Efaristo parapoli for reading it and giving me feedback. And thank you for doing this interview with me.
Yes.
Awesome. I think we could be the next Instagram stars. I think people would pay for us to just sit here and laugh. We could have a podcast. Okay. This is how people get flowers. Well, the flowers, people are going to want more video of you touching the flowers.
If only you could see the quality of this stamen that I am about to cut.
No.
Not that I'm going to cut the stamen. No.
No, I didn't imagine you would. That would be a different type of spice. Some people might be into it.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
bisexual.
Bisexual. That flower is forever changed from knowing you.
Oh, I am forever changed from knowing this flower, and I am genuinely forever changed from reading this book. And I'm back full circle to the beginning of this interview. I am so relieved that I love it so much, and that I can wholeheartedly recommend it as a deep and inspiring and healing and surprising and exciting, adventurous, profound, epic, brilliant read. Yes.
Oh, well, I am very relieved you enjoyed it too, because writing a book is something you do by yourself on your own. And,
yes.
you know, I'm typing away, I'm sobbing, I'm laughing as my characters have things, I'm just imagining taking my readers' hearts out and like just them also being just totally torn apart, and just feeling like I'm really addressing these deep themes and these archetypal themes and the ceremony. I can feel it weaving, and then I hand this book and I'm just waiting for them to get back to me and go, what a nice story.
No, I did not use the word
No,
nice.
you didn't. But I was so scared that was going to be people's reactions, like, oh, well, that was a nice story.
That was interesting.
Yeah, or like, yeah, it's quite an adventure how she left the castle. Nice fantasy story. Like, okay, but did you cry?
Any more than that? That is another thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the best possible way heartbreaking, this book.
Mm-hmm.
And I cried. And it moved me to tears. Yeah. Yeah.
And that made me smile.
Kind of. I don't even want to analyze this too much. Made you so happy that your book made me cry?
Me too, because, you know.
No, I get it.
One of my superpowers as a violinist also is that I make people cry and then they thank me for it. And that's different than making people just cry because you're horrible.
Yeah,
and
it's different. Yeah.
Like making someone feel something so they can have a catharsis and see the painful parts of their life that they feel like they have to keep hidden, but then they get to actually see it in a story, and then they cry because of that. That's what I wanted to do.
Yes.
That's why I smile every time people tell me they cried when they read it.
Yeah. It evokes deep emotions. Yeah, it's so touching and so moving, and I'm really excited to read the final one.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to give it to you.
And then to read it out loud as well.
It's like, I keep feeling it in the hands of the editor. I know. I can't wait to see what feedback I get there. Oh, but I know the things that I've added. It's like another 60 or 70 pages long.
Great.
At least.
Yeah, it deserves that.
Yeah.
To really be padded out more. Such a special book, new song. Yeah, truly.
And I loved getting these back with like the bent pages and like water stains and writing all over it.
Page, yeah.
It's been loved, and that's my dream. I can just see, you know, thousands and thousands of people with this book in their backpack and the covers getting bent, and I just love that concept of the story being loved.
And my cat loved sleeping next to this book.
And Aspen sat on my lap the whole time I was writing it.
Yes. There's a heart. Give it a heart on. Yeah, what a pleasurable experience it was reading it and having this kind of intimate relationship with a book. And to get to know your heart better through it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
brought us closer together because
For
I
sure.
got to know your heart as you responded to each part and gave me your feedback and how things that were touching you on just a personal level of things that were happening, and then you were seeing it reflected in the book, and yeah, that meant a lot.
Yeah. And it's also inspiring for me because I'm also writing my memoir currently.
Oh yes, plug
And
your
so-
memoir.
Oh, plug it.
Plug it.
Plug it in. Where shall I plug it in? I'm going to plug my memoir.
The flower wants you to plug it in. It's open and waiting.
She's so ready.
Oh yeah.
My memoir is coming out hopefully this year. It's called Stalked by Rainbows, and it is a collection of magical stories that are real true life experiences that are interwoven with tips and tricks and tools and resources for living more easily as this source in this human form, in this duality, in connection with our authentic truth and our surrender to the flow of life. And that's all I'll say.
I can't wait to be your beta reader.
Oh yes, I would love that. Yeah. And I'm also a musician. I have songs on Spotify as Betsy Boots, and that segues us into, we are going to now, in a separate video, play the song that Kallisto sings to Artemis. Is that the one we're going to sing
that's
together?
what we're going to sing, and
Oh,
I'm going to
Kallisto.
include sheet music in my book, so you also can sing this and play it on whatever instrument you have.
Yes. And okay, Kallisto's my favourite.
I knew it.
It just was too obvious to say
knew
that.
it. It's
You
okay. Artemis is my favorite.
She's amazing.